about foreclosure because my friend who told me about the credit card trick. Mm-hmm. Her husband had a foreclosure and when they were married. Before they were married, I'm sorry. But when they got married, he still had the foreclosure. Mm-hmm. But, what's interesting is, and we didn't really get into details on how he did it, but I really want our viewers to know because a lot of them think foreclosure and bankruptcy is like the end of the world. I'll never be able to buy a home again. Well, that wasn't the case for my friend. And I want you to explain kind of like what she did, and I want to give you just kind of like a brief summary. Her husband lost the house, okay? And it was like a $200,000 house. And so they didn't really do anything to his credit. They didn't work with a credit repair agency or anything. I think they waited 3 years.
Right.
And she was trying to get the home in her name and add him.
Right.
But she didn't have enough money. Like, she didn't make enough money.
Right.
He made the money, and they gave him the house without her name on it 3 years after the foreclosure.
Yes.
Can you explain what happened there?
What happens there is, as you mentioned, it's not the end of the year. I mean, the end of the
year. End of the road. It's okay. We know what you mean. She's been drinking a little wine. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, explain that because a lot of people are scared. Like foreclosure. Oh my God, I can never start over.
No, you can because you can work with mortgage lenders. There are mortgage lenders that will work with you generally 2 to 3 years, as you mentioned, after a foreclosure. Just like you can get a house after a bankruptcy, just like you can go out and get a car after a bankruptcy. It's just not the end of. It's not the end of the road for you. So it's the same process. It's all of those negative or derogatory items are the same. It's called a major derogatory. So all of them work the same way as far as trying the process of removing them from your profile. If you're unable to remove some will stick on hard, stay on longer, or it's more challenging. But credit repair is like a contact sport. The more you reach out and challenge the credit bureaus, and then there are advanced strategies that I share with you where you reach out directly to the creditor while you're reaching out to the credit bureaus. Because a lot of times they'll come back to you and they don't have the documentation they need.
Ooh, remove.
So because then you go to the credit bureau and they've said, well, that was verified, right?
Right.
And you're like, well, how did you verify it if they can't verify it? They have to automatically remove it.
Okay.
So don't, if you have to foreclose, if your house has to go into foreclosure, if you have to get a bankruptcy, it is not the end of the world. Trust me, you can rebound from that. Okay. You can rebound. Now, does it take a little bit more effort? Yeah. Yes, it does, but you can rebound from it.
I mean, it was just so funny because my friend had never bought a home. And so her husband, here he is with foreclosure, and they put the home in his name.
Right.
They were like, I'm sorry, ma'am, you don't make enough money.
Right.
And I think because he's been on his job too, 15 years, that helped a lot too. So you guys got to remember that too. You got to stay on your job.
Well, and also, again, remember I mentioned that all credit reports are different. They're like fingerprints or snowflakes. So he may not have had any other major derogatory. If he only had that one major derogatory and he had A's in everything else, so he had good payment history otherwise.
So they looked over that.
Or his available credit was on and popping. Length of history was there. So that will bolster his score because it just depends on that mix of how you fall out in the credit scoring algorithm.
Wow. And he did that with no bankruptcy. No bankruptcy. 3 years later, had a new home.
Yes.
New wife. And his wife, because the other wife didn't know what the hell she was doing. Yeah. Okay? She was primarily the reason they lost the home. But new wife, she was like, we're not losing nothing, you know? Yeah. And so I want to, how does your tool, I know you've spoken a lot about your tool throughout the video, but I really want people to get like the scope. Because all of this that we just discussed, they can figure this out. Like they can fix everything within your tool for $24.99 a month.
Right.
Give it to them, girl.
Let me share with you. And I'll tell you the difference
because I'm still learning your tool. I'm like, oh, this is good. But I'm so busy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not been working with Winnie personally, and my husband's like, listen. He ain't got no problems on his credit. It's mine that's always like, damn it. Because he won't take out no credit cards. He won't do nothing. He has one card. Right. He has a car payment. That's it. Like, he's not, no.
Yep, there's always the one spouse that's, the spender and the conservative spouse.
And I got a wine habit. Look. of wine, but I mean, I want you to really explain like how your tool, like they don't have to go out and hire the agency to get things off their credit report because that service is expensive. Like I was fortunate to afford it. I mean, but for you, like they can do all that within your tool.
They can do it within the tool for sure. And let me explain how my service works. It's very different.
Yes.
It's not like you call up credit repair agency one and then they're going to say, here's the, this is how much it costs. And then they go from there and they take over from there. This is very different. You're really paying for the tool with the $24.99 and you just get me as a bonus. You just get the credit repair portion as a bonus. Inside the tool, you get Money Manager. So Money Manager is where you would add all of your accounts. So if you have, a Chase account, a Wells Fargo account, add all of those in there. You also will automatically get your 3 credit reports with your scores. You also get a tool called the Score Tracker. And the Score Tracker is just a unique way to look at your credit profile. It breaks it down in a very unique way. You also get Score Builder. Score Builder gives you a 120-day plan to getting better credit. It'll tell you, hey, your credit score is a 580. We can get you there if everything works out through the tool. We can get you to about a 690 with these action steps. And you can actually reach out to your creditors directly through the tool electronically.
And I think that's important that your tool offers that because like when you hire, there's nothing wrong with hiring, the companies to kind of take the collections off and things like that, but it still leaves you out of the loop on how this works. You see what I'm saying? And so when you learn it, which I think is the bonus that you're actually giving the education right there and then they get you, like, I mean, it puts you above the game. So when, if in fact you ruin your credit again like I did before.
And I've done it too.
I've
done it too.
I'm keeping this all the way 100, okay? It ain't bad now. It ain't great. It's fair. That's what it says in the credit tool. Fair. I can go get the things that I need to get done. Car loans, house, all that stuff, okay? But it could be better because my best friend is sitting at an 800. The olive leaf extract can help lower your blood pressure, clear eczema, and fight against autoimmune diseases and so much more. Visit EmbracePangea.com to treat your intimate areas with the products it deserves. Automotive Negotiator right at your fingertips. Click on their link below to start your pain-free car buying experience today.